Hello friends, just going to be doing a short video pitch for my final major project, since that was asked of us and Alex kind of set the bar really high, so I'm... First two questions that have been listed is, what is my idea and who is my idea for? My project is going to be creating a design for a fighting game character, looking through designs in the past, what has worked, what hasn't, and then basing my design off of those. I'm aiming my design at fans and non-fans of fighting games, just people interested in art and games. My intention is to have as broad of an appeal as possible, just trying to get people involved with the design by just kind of showing them cool elements that they'll appreciate. The next set of questions asked are, what is the purpose of this project and why am I choosing it? The purpose of it is just to learn how to do fighting game designs, to learn the parts that go into a design, and to learn what makes them work specifically. Fighting games are something that I've been playing for years and I really enjoy them, so I suppose another purpose is to just help me learn to make what I love. And that's really why I'm choosing this project. It's to just get a deeper understanding and appreciation for the thing that I really enjoy. What skills will I be developing? Art and design, really. I'll be developing my drawing and digital drawing skills, my analysis and research, all that good stuff. But the main focus of the project is going to be deepening my art skills and my understanding of design. What platform do I intend to distribute my product on? It's just a concept art design, so it won't receive like a YouTube video to accompany it or anything like that. I will, however, probably put the whole design on my Wix page, as well as maybe release the final design on like my Twitter page or something like that. But the design should be accessible with my journal. The next question is there a gap in the market for my idea? And with the release of Guilty Gear Strive and KOF 15 slowly approaching us, it means that there won't be a massive window for releasing a fighting game itself. But with those games being so far along, there's a pretty big window for like the early design concept thing. Fighting game fans are very talented. God bless them. They can multitask like hell. They can be excited for like 3 different projects at once and then be let down all at the same time. So having something release now as an early concept phase wouldn't like buckle the industry or anything. It would fit right in. What research have I done? So far I have looked at just a few designs I like, looked at core things like stances and done like primary research on, you know, making a draft design, that sort of stuff. But most of the research I've done up to this point is observational, looking at what I do like, what I don't like, little codes and conventions I've noticed, things that carry over between certain games, like the fact that in Street Fighter they exaggerate hands and feet on every character. That's a consistent thing between almost every Street Fighter game after 2. And that's something that you'll notice in a lot of games if you look for it. That sort of stuff. But I do intend to deepen my research. Most of it will continue to be observational, looking at a variety of different games as well as the theory behind them. So I'll notice a thing like, why do characters face slightly towards the camera whenever they do an attack, and then I'll research it and I'll find out it's actually called the 5-degree rule, and I'll learn a bunch of theory behind it. That's kind of my research goal, as well as just an insight into the research I've done already. What inspired me to take this brief? I recently bought Street Fighter V, and it's an enjoyable game. I quite like it. And I noticed that there are a lot of really very good designs in that game and some really very bad designs. So I wanted to just have a look at what makes the good designs good and the bad ones bad. And that got me thinking, could I just take the good parts from the good designs and just mishmash them together to make my own? You know, could I look at what these designs do well and these designs don't do, and learn something from that, learn how to do design? So I'm going to, and that's kind of my key motivator, is just that feeling of, yeah, but what if I could? Next question says, what opportunities do I have for primary and secondary research? For primary, it's drawing, so I can just do basic designs, sketch out designs, like I've already done like a rough design for what I want to do. And I could also just sketch up like different poses, different stances, that sort of stuff. Secondary research, there's obviously the plethora of games that already exist that I can have a look at, as well as writing about this sort of stuff. There's good YouTube videos exploring design, and there's good articles and like papers written about the fundamentals behind design. Stuff like, there's so many articles written about color theory, and it's all very long and very interesting. What could go wrong? A lot. The main things I'm worried about going wrong with this project are just a lack of time. I could run out of time and just not be working enough. There's also the fact that like I'm working on home hardware as well as college hardware. There could be design iterations lost in between the two. That could be a pain. And then there's also just like, I could just lose files and stuff. I'm not really worried about travel and stuff because it's all indoors. But yeah, the main things that I need to be worried about with this project are me. When and where will I be carrying out practical activities? As I said, there's no travel or anything, so most practical stuff will be done in this room or in college. And in terms of when, most of the time. I spend most of my nights now drawing, just doing design iterations, finding posing references, doing research, all that good stuff. So there's not necessarily an answer to when, because I don't need to leave the house to do it. So basically every time I am not doing anything. What resources will I be using? I will be using my PC over there, my Wacom tablet, and probably one of the college Macs as well. Or probably this phone, though I don't think it'll be too terribly helpful. And that's about it. It's not a very technically demanding project because there's no recording and editing and audio mastering or anything like that. It's quite, I don't want to say simple because it's going to be really blinking hard and confusing, but it's going to be light on what I need to complete it. What help do I need? In terms of help, it'll just be like requesting adjustments, like asking for help with, hey, does this look okay? Hey, is this arm longer than it should be? Hey, does my website look all right? Most of the help I will be asking for will just be like, does this look okay, or is this enough? That type of stuff. Obviously speaking to my tutors will always be immensely helpful. my main measurement of success will just be whether I and my tutors are happy with the design, whether I think that it looks like something that could realistically be in a fighting game, as well as just looking cool. Like, if the design is nice and it makes me smile, then I'll consider it a success. If it meets a lot of the criteria I set for myself, as well as fitting with the genre I've set for myself, I feel like that would be a successful project for me. Summing up my final major project then, the goal is to just create a fighting game design using codes, conventions that have already existed, and adding my own little bit of spice to it. Thank you for listening, and I'm probably already seeing you. This is probably being shown in a classroom, so I'm not saying goodbye. When you